Now this working station, which I'm now going to call a working station, is actually the starboard side of the wheelhouse, and it was originally used for maps and stuff. It probably still will be, but this is 2025, and I want to kind of bring, as we put it together, bring this up to scratch. Now at the back here, I think it is. Oh, look at it, it's terrible. So that's got to come out, but I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste that space. So I'm thinking about taking this out to a certain point, all that wood, treat the inside, and then I have a couple of things I want to put in. The first being 3 switches. I want a light just above here, and I want 2 C power points. C, these are DC30s, these are 65 watt USBs. I want a couple in here, so a couple of USBs, one, not so much, I want one to be a normal 12 volt car type one, what you plug in, and I want this one to be a C type, so you can charge your phones, your batteries, and do it in minutes rather than hours. And then on this side, just here, I'm thinking we've got room to do it. We can put a socket in here, and to bring the part up to scratch, this is only a 16mm, but I need 20mm. We can cut one in here, and then we can put what's called an RJ45, which is a computer cable on a network system, which I want to put in total, one here, one in the wheelhouse, one at the wheelhouse, sorry, console, one for the mast, one in the aft, and one in the main cabin. So you've got a network. So if you can use this as a working place if you want to. Come along, put your laptop on there. If you want to print off, you're using hard wiring. You can use Wi-Fi, but if you want on the mast, it'll be very useful because you can get all sorts of stuff to go on that. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to smash this out now. So we've got a little bit of wood in here, look. This will be black. We cut it today. Black acrylic shiny panel. I might put one on the inside here so it's got the same look all the way around. And then on this side we will cut in this to fit 20mm box. We'll do another one here to fit a 20mm single, which will do our computer point, and we will then route through here so we can bring cables along the inside, because this won't be screwed to. The other side will be. Right, let's give it a go. Bingo! Yeah, I think we'll sand that round. Okay, so we're pretty clear there. We're pretty clear. Put my safety glasses on, keep getting bits of chip in my eye. Put them on the top. Now, it's amazing how dust gets through. So I'll now get a bit of black acrylic, and we'll look at putting a piece or cutting a piece to go in here, and then we'll look at putting in our, we'll cut that ready so it's all done, templated, and it's ready to go. Right, I've cut this over. I've made it a fraction bit shorter because I want it to be going right up the edge there. I need to take the corner off a little bit, but I want a little bit more of a gap here, so I'm going to take a cable, 2 cables through. But I've decided I'm going to order some more black acrylic. Do this side the same, so that's what you end up with. It'll be black all the way across, and then wood top with base. But it's be a very, very nice looking 225 working station on a boat, which I would personally use myself. Trim on the side, trim on the bottom. I was debating about making this semi-permanent so you can actually unscrew it, but I decided against it because in the shower room, that panel, you can remove it. So, well, you will be able to remove it. So if you need to change USB or get any of this at the back, you can get to it from that side. Right, I'm just going to trim this a little bit and then we measure it. Okay, what I've done, just to be certain I'm nice and square, and that's the wrong way up. This is absolutely straight here, isn't it? It looks straight, but it's actually not straight. So when you turn it over, these are fine. This one is slightly lower, just slightly. Not much. Probably get away with it because you can move it around a little bit, but this goes to show you that sometimes you measure something one way and yeah, just a couple of mil, but that couple of mil on my USB will stick out like a sore thumb. It's all been cut. That's squared off okay. We've got room here if you want to put another one. Bit awkward doing this down here, but as you can see now, that's been cut. That can go into place. I'll just put the plate on and the USB so you can see where I'm coming from. And obviously this will be a completely black around this side and around here. So I'll take the USB out, but I'll probably leave the plate where it is. But you need to start looking at this one. Right, so this box is in. I think our cable route's going to be something like, keep it short and sweet, probably down that way, or I've got to take a router along as far as I can get to there. So the next box, this is only a 16, but we get a 25 deep, so it needs to be 25. We put this, we head for around here somewhere. I think we're going to be about right there, because we can move it around. Same thing, drill and jigsaw. Jigsaw. Perfect. There we go. Probably a little bit bigger than I needed, but there you go. Right. I'll cut it a little bit bigger because it needs to be that size. So that'll be fine, because if you screw it in the other side, one goes in there, that fits in lovely now. And we can move it around a little bit if we need to. So that's good. Now we have to think about getting a cable. Now it's going to be a route and then a drill at the end. Below the boxes, and this one I'll probably have to, I'd like it to be slightly different. Probably have to come a bit higher on this one and come in the side. It's a date, because it's date, I don't want to run the data as much as possible. It will join at some point, but not side by side if you can help it. Right, let's plug this in. It's getting covered in crap. Right, where's the bit of cable gone? Right, there we go. That needs to go in a bit more. That's okay, we can do that. We can do that. Oh, the last bit I have to do with the drill, just here. And obviously coming into the boxes, I'll use this. But yeah, I'll drill this. Then I use the multi-tool. good sign. I should change that blade. It's starting to smoke. That's no problem. Smoke's good. That's okay. Let's just get this out. Take out a bit more just here. That cable fit in there, that's no problem. This cable, as long as it comes in here and fits in there, that one could do a little bit more just there, doing a drill. Just pipes on. Now, I've had a bit of a clear up so we can see where we are. I've put a bit of boarding on the top of this, which will be the same thickness as what's going to go on these two sections here. Because I want to show you something which I found. Now, when I say it's a jigsaw puzzle, it's a jigsaw puzzle. And I found this, and I think it's something to do with this useless bit of space here, because this is useless unless you've got a higher rim. So on a working station, let's have a look at this. Now, at some point it's been joined, which is a shame, but I think we can work with it. I think we can get this. Let's have a look. Now, this I do believe was for this point of the boat, because it fits. It literally fits exactly. If I put it up onto the plate, that's got to come up a little bit higher there, because the top board doesn't quite go to the end. So if we sit that there, we'll be about right where we are, apart from this bit's hanging down. It's a shame that there's a crack in here, and but I think that is part of this boat, because it matches, almost matches, the piece of wood at the back here, which is hardwood, this here, and the top section. So I think we need to do something with this, and I'm going to look at repairing this. Now, I'm going to grab something else. Right, this is something I've been making up. It's not fully rounded off yet, but it's a peely, and I made this to go here. So it's got to be a bit shorter. That's got to sit about there. So if I push this in to there where that sits, bear in mind this is exactly the same width as the one will come off. So that's now given me the idea that this was originally for here. So let's do the water test. Right, what would it look like with a varnish on? It's not been fully sanded yet, but yeah, you can see that's going to come up, and if I do the end board, just a little bit of water, it just gives it the, you can see the difference, it just gives it the sort of colour things will go. It's not far out, is it? That's not far out at all. Now, we can bring that in. So, and the beauty of this is, this becomes a useful space. You can put things here, put your dog lead there, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, purse, bag, whatever. Probably not a good idea in the window. But no, so I think this is going to be number 2 on my list to do. I've got a little bits to do before that. Cut this down, shape this and stuff. But I think now you can see where we're going. Today, it's coming to the end of the year, all my boards are here. I know they're here, I've got to pick them up. My black sheet is also here. I've got to pick that up, so we're looking good. So beginning of January, I think we're hitting this whole section, but we've got to look at something else today, and that's really the mast, because weather's a bit rubbish outside at the moment, but we will go and have a look, because we need to think about putting the mast on the boat. And I'm going to show you a couple of little bits of what I've done to get this ready to have the mast. So let's leave that for 5 minutes, and we'll have a, yeah, good idea, I'm pleased. The mast itself, I'll take these with us. It fits onto the top of this wheelhouse via these stainless steel, basically base plates. Now originally they were sitting on these, which was absolutely rotten, and they sit like this. So for example, this one would sit on the starboard side because it's going to curve with the roof, and the mast has to stay straight. So what I've done is I've basically copied these, and I've made that's the one for this one, yeah. So I've made a couple up now. This is Sapili. Basically what I've done is bonded two pieces together. I angled the cut on the saw on one piece, and I've made an identical piece, and this is purely to keep the mast, when it sits on the roof, it will sit that way around like this. It will sit exactly level. If we look here, the measurement, this is on the laser. This is a stainless steel plate which has been purposely built just for the mast on the starboard side. Now we come across the other side, the lasers on this one as well. Just about see it. We know, just by looking at these, they're absolutely straight on the inside. There is absolutely no way we cannot be off. So it's a cross measurement now, which is going to become really important. This is the original plate. This is the reinforced stainless steel plate, and these here are really for me to adjust about as far as I have to, because the bolts will come through, which I will show you on the outside in a couple of minutes time. So yeah, so that's where it comes through, and then I intend to take the electrics up through here to a box on the roof, so the box will cover the majority of where I put the hole. I don't like putting holes in boats, I just don't like it. So all being well, that's a start. Right, let's go and look outside. One thing we need to do before we do anything is clean all these decks. It's just too slippery to even think about putting this on. But if we step down, what have we got? Right, it's a good lump. It's going to take two people to put this on. I can get the brackets and stuff like that on, but I can't put this on my own. I'm going to have to get some help to get someone to lift it. When it goes on, this thing folds forward onto the top of the boat if you need to, and that's what these are for. These are safety lines, and basically these will be two more brackets which I need to fit into the roof of the boat once this is on, to assess where these have got to go. And basically they are a safety line, so it can't come tumbling back down. That's the idea, and gives it a bit of stability. So yeah, lights, radios, aerials, and what we're going to put on here as well is a RJ45 box somewhere up here as well, so we can put some internet stuff on. It all goes on this. We'll have spotlights, we'll have everything. It's all going on this. And I'll give an idea of the size. If I step up with it, it's not small. It's not small. It's big, and it's a tremendous piece of kit. I mean, I'd hate to go out and buy one of these. Oh my god, it costs a fortune. Right, now if I can get down without falling off the back of the boat, it'd be nice. Trip hazard, look. Right, okay. That's there. Stick that there like that. Pick up the bit of the boat that just broke. Stick on the list. Right, get out of here now, look. Right, so now let's have a look where it goes. This here is your roof mount, and basically it's shaped so the piece of the plates on the inside will match these holes here. This matches this, and then that will basically bolt through there. So the bolts go straight through the plates, and I can adjust it on the inside. Now the mast itself swivels on these, so that can go forward. And so we're going to have two more fixings at the front, which we need to look at. We can't do nothing about that until the mast is on, and we know exactly where we're going to put them. Plus we need another strong point. And basically that's what holds the mast down, this screw here. I tend to drill a small hole through the thread and then put a safety pin through, just to be on the safe side. But they're shaped just like that, just for the roof. So you can see there, that's nice and straight. Now I've checked this, so I know it's straight. That will sit there, one either side. Once they're on, I'm going to get someone to give me a hand to just lift the mast into place. But before I do that, I need to give everything a fantastic wash down, including this roof. I mean, it's just too green. These will be painted white, so the same paint was on here, exactly the same, because we're going to have to do a bit of repainting on the top of the roof's obvious, and I don't want to be taking these off. So if I paint them white, they're going to be bulletproof. I can just mask them up, mask up the mast, legs, and I'm away. Rightio, I think we've got that. I think we've got that anyway. Shower room, walls are gone. Galley. Once that floor is up down here, which I need to move all this at some point, we can actually start thinking about moving on with that. We're pretty much set up. As with today, the base plates for the mast, I've had a coat of paint ready, and second coat coming on the next visit. But it's been a little bit of a sort out today, more than anything else. And but we have had some good results with the starboard side. 2024 is over. We will be by the time you watch this. In 2025, we've got a plan. I say I do look at it like a little team thing with subscribers and comments and stuff. And bear in mind, I've taken some of your ideas on board, because I never ever knock an idea, even though if it's impractical. I'll still look at the potential of every idea, every comment. So yeah, I hope you all had a great new year. One thing, someone asked, and now I know all you boating people are going to know this, and I know most people will know this, but I think I've got a couple of young viewers, and they've asked some questions about, when I talk about the boat, why do I talk starboard and port, bow and stern? And if you're watching, the reason is, years ago, navigation wise, they had to have a bulletproof way of navigating vessels, especially in the dark and in oceans. So you can't have a left and a right of a boat. You have to have a port, a starboard, a stern and a bow. The bow being the front, the stern being the rear. Left and right, so I'm getting wrong myself now. Starboard and port being the left side of the boat. But if you were to turn around and you've got your left hand, you can't call that side left. If you were standing on the bow, it would still be starboard, and that's fine. So if someone says, you steer to starboard or steer to port, you know where you're going. Anyway, bit of useless information there. Take care.